Amun Ra. Listen here. I'm not upset about Bill Cosby being guilty. I'm pissed the fuck off. Simple fact, because breaking the curse of the Willie Lynch, it seems that we just can't get past that. Brothers and sisters, gods and goddesses, kings and queens, I'm Shu Amun Ra, and this is my last video. Bill Cosby is guilty on all 3 accounts. And, he was guilty. His lawyers, his long-ass money, just stretched this out. That's all it was. See, this is what happens. And some of you could sit there and go, oh, you being prejudiced. Oh, you being ignorant and biased. No, listen here. Brothers and sisters, kings and queens, gods and goddesses, however you want to call yourself, stop being obnoxious. Stop being foolish. Stop being buffoonish. Stop playing games. Listen, at the end of the day is this. You play with these white women, and I know he had sex with black women too, but most of them was white women. You out here having sex with these white women, and time and time and time and time and time again, you get in trouble. You see, you think he's guilty because the things he did back in the days. Some of you going, well, that's back in the days. It don't matter. First of all, they ain't gonna let you insult no white woman. And especially a bunch of them. What you think, they're gonna let that go? I mean, let's be realistic. Let's be realistic. Stop playing games. We could talk about Bill Cosby's money. We could talk about his lawyer. We could talk about he used the Quaaludes and all that bunch of bull crap. Reality is this. Just like OJ and his stupid ass, you having sex with these white women, then you get yourself caught up in some stuff that you can't get out of. And now what happens? Because you think that you better than the rest of us blacks? This is bullshit. Now look at you. Now look at you. Now they tearing your ass apart. Ain't nothing you could do. Because you want to mess with them white women. And you thought that you were just like them. You thought you was part of them. You thought you could walk amongst them. Huh? Because you got long money. You supposed to stay under the ground. You supposed to stay lay low and live out your legacy on the greatest actor, comedian, director, however you are, and all the contributions that you put in. Now, I know you ain't go deep when it came to certain communities, but that's a fact. And if you did, somebody show me the research. Show me. Because he wasn't coming to some of the lower income communities and building establishments and creating jobs. Now, I'm not saying that like if I want your money. No. No. I see what you was doing. I understand how you was going. Because you can't save everybody. I understand that. And it's a fact. You can't. You can't save nobody who don't want to be saved. If you don't want to be saved, let them be. But Bill, you took your legacy and you put it on the line every time you slept with one of these women. You even did it to black women. What kind of shit you on? You was pro-black. You was pro-black back in the days, Bill. Come on now. You was. You was. You think that sister that was on the news, you think she wanted to say that? You think she wanted to say that? She said she was hurt so deeply that she has to look at this man, his extinguished legacy. But you took things from them, Bill. You took things from them. Now, I got 4 daughters, so you know I'm going in. I'm going in, motherfucker. And it ain't about my emotions. It's about reality. Excuse my French. My foul language. You sitting up there, you want to take advantage of females and give them payloads and all kind of drugs and whatever kind of narcotics so you can sleep with them. You ain't got to do all that. You ain't had to do all that. But I will say this. I don't know how much your legacy is torn to pieces. You know, I'm always love your shows. Real talk. I'm always love your shows. I'm gonna try not to look at you when I'm looking at your shows. I'm gonna try not to look at you as a male scrutinizer who likes to have sex with women by using pills. I will try not to do that when I look at your some of your marvelous work as an actor, as a director, as a comedian. I try not to do that. Your legacy. But like I said, I don't want to look at you as this type of person. It's going to be hard for me to not to do that because I don't want to judge you. I mean, you already judged yourself. You already sentenced yourself on the crime you committed. The crimes, excuse me. You just, I'm a little sad at the fact that your legacy that you have paved, I mean, it's just magnificent. I mean, real talk. I'll say it again. The Cosby Show in a different world have opened up eyes to America. When I used to sell fabric for a living in the fashion world, all I used to hear was people from all walks of life talking about the Cosby Show in the different world. That's all I used to hear. Talking about, it helped change my family. It helped me raise my kids better. And I'm sitting up there going, wow, you actually watching these black shows. Obviously, they was on the air for a long time. Both of them. And they reruns and reruns and reruns. But here's the stigma. Here's the stigma. The stigma now is all those actors, they are stuck to a city. They stuck on paper to a certain degree. Because people going to be asking them questions for probably for the rest of their life. You think Bill Cosby really did that? No matter where they go, when they want to do acting work, you was that actor was on Bill Cosby's show? Great work, but damn, we didn't know he was doing that. Stigma, man. It's crazy. But I want to put my opinion in. One of the greatest legends of all times. Guilty.
In the courtroom, Andrea Constant nodding her head when she heard the verdict. As we know, this is the second time that she has faced Bill Cosby down in court. And Sonny, as you pointed out, the major difference this time is that they were able to actually hear from other women that might have bolstered this case.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think that's something that Bill Cosby's attorneys certainly fought against. His prior attorneys more successful. And I will say, when you're a prosecutor, as I was, and you want to prove that this is the behavior of someone, it certainly is much more powerful if you have more than one voice. I mean, we're in the time of the Me Too movement, and I'm sure certainly there is a heightened awareness of sexual assault and the question of consent. So if you're a prosecutor, you not only have Andrea's voice, now you have 1, 2, 3, I believe there were 5 women that testified that this was his pattern, this was his practice. It is very difficult, in my view, for a jury to look away under those circumstances. That would be overwhelming evidence of a pattern or practice of sexual assault.
You bring up the moment that this country is in, the Me Too movement, bringing much...
Before I leave, I want to say this. For any one of you other black actors or actress, black, remember this. Remember this case. Remember, this ain't no game out here. You walk among them and you want them to be equal as them, and in the end, that's what happens. Stop being naive. Wake up. You're not like them. You can't walk among them and do those things. Peace.